Welcome back everybody to the weekend show where I'll be doing technical analysis on stock market. So before we get started, please hit that like button and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond and you'll see that fantastic trade idea a little bit later on, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. So the market sold off on a comment that 100% tariff back on China. You can see that's what the headline is, and then the market sold off, and pretty much market was growing, like grinding and going higher for past couple days. It was just coming. And what happened on Friday? Well, you can see Dow was down nearly 2%. Nasdaq went down whopping 3.56%. S&P down 2.71%, and Russell going down 3%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500. Consumer, defensive, and utilities on top, and pretty much everything in deep red. And you can see technology took a big one on the chin, down over 4%. Now, we talked about it before last week in my video that, utilities and energy and, all that real estate performing on top, healthcare, that's a risk off move. Well, the market just not, stopping for anybody, and it was just going up. And, fast forward, you guys saw what happened on Friday. Stock market map, red across the board pretty much. The big names, Nvidia down 5%, Microsoft down 2%, Broadcom 6%, AMD 8% almost, Apple down 3.5%, Amazon down 5%, Tesla 5%, Meta almost 4%, and Google down nearly 2%. And financial also getting a big hit on Friday. And now we need to talk about S&P 500. So let's get right into it. Here on S&P 500 down nearly 3%, and it was down another 1% right after closing on Friday, but then it did recover on a comment where Trump said he will meet with President of China, and it's still on the table. So it recovered, but look at this massive bearish engulfing candle from the top of the upper Bollinger Band came all the way down to lower band, and we were talking about it before, guys, that if this thing gets a big drop, gets under 665, that 20-day, you're gonna see a big drop, and we got that big drop. You also saw, a bunch of videos coming out before that, and even on my last video, it says VIX breakout that is coming. I was talking about VIX, how it can quickly get ugly here in this market, and this is exactly what we got. Now, the question here, a lot of people will over the weekend make crash videos and all that. I think what happened already happened. Yes, market can go lower a little bit more, but I think the worst is possibly behind us unless this was kind of a fabricated drop, because all happened because of one tweet on you guys already know the government shut down everything. Nothing really worked for the market. It was pretty much going higher and hitting brand new all-time highs after we got that tweet from Trump slapping 100% tariff on China. Once again, the market dropped. So it was kind of planned, I would say, but the market needed anyway. It needed a catalyst, and Trump was there to produce that catalyst with that tweet. So the market dropped. Now, question is, right here you can see now it's getting a bit oversold, trading near or under lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 654. There is support right here as well from this previous low, from the this drop down here. So 654, if we can reclaim that, it might just go right back up to possibly 660, 662 right here to this 20-day moving average next week. Now, if this drop continues, which actually we saw high volume on it, even the crypto market dropped significantly. If this drop continues, the next big support, which we saw right after closing on Friday, 650, 651, 20-day moving average, and then 646. And then we can talk about perhaps more downside, because if the market goes down a little bit more, it's down nearly 3%. It's not something crazy, guys. I mean, it can easily go down another 3%, maybe even 7%, in total. And that would be just a normal mini correction within this bull trend. So, don't get really overexcited. thinking that, oh, market is going to crash and go down to zero. I don't think that's the case. But Trump is there, so keep an eye out for those tweets that is going to move the market, especially next week with China tariff and all that relation with China. And here's my X account. And if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here. And that would be always like that, totally free on X. Now, I'll share the trade idea, but let's just have a look at my videos that came out just before that big drop that we saw on Friday. You can see, get out now. Danger ahead. Big drop, just days away. And this is the stock market update. This is the big mega cap update right here, all the big mega cap stocks. End is near. And then the final one was VIX breakout, insanity incoming. And boy, oh boy, did we get that drop on that, especially big one last Friday. Fast forward, as I was making those videos for you guys, we were short on the market. And you can see right here what we took here on triple Q, and that was actually getting back into that same position. It was trading over 611 that day, 10 October 8, 10:04 a.m. And you can see get back in, but October 31st expiration, a little bit expensive, but fast forward, I went live Friday for a couple of hours. Added live today now huge. I would keep some runners and the rest is history. You guys saw that big drop on triple Q, massive, even after our things went really bad for the market. Then it recovered on some Trump tweet on Truth Social and pretty much flat right after closing. Now, why I'm showing you guys this? Because a lot of people will say, oh, I called the top. It's been, 14 weeks you're calling the top, but it's not happening. And when you see the market just grinding and going higher, like barely going for past maybe 6, 7 days, I mean, yes, we did go, and put a new all-time high, but it wasn't really going anywhere, guys. So those puts went to the moon, and especially if you guys are serious about trading, and I do have more people in here, but why I'm showing you guys this because these people are consistent and they're making money with me pretty much all the way. There are some other people I just couldn't get all in one screenshot. So kudos to you. You guys made money and you guys are doing awesome, and you guys will be making even more money with this Patreon group. So if you're really serious about trading, definitely, guys, check out my link down in the description for Patreon, and also give me a follow right here on X. You can always ask me a question if you have right here. On triple Q, this one took the most hit, down 3.47%. And we talked about it before how this 600 level breaks, it can easily go down to that next big support 593 and then possibly 584. And that's what we saw right after closing. And then the market recovered, came back up, and now trading around 590 here on triple Q. But if you look at my screen, this big level has to hold right here, 588 to 589. If that gets reclaimed again, it can possibly move higher to 593 and then even 600 before going down anymore. But this critical support has to hold. If this thing pulls back a little bit more, 584, where the 50-day moving average lower band is sitting, if that gives up and there's going to be more downside, then this gap definitely comes into play. 566 right here on triple Q. So I mean, this could be done. We might see another 2-3%, but usually, when we get this types of candle, there might be a little bit more downside in the short term. On Dow Jones, it's down 1.86% all the way down to 50-day moving average, and it's pretty much trying to hold right there at 455. That gives up 452, and then the gap below 450 comes into play. That's going to be a gap fill reversal, and maybe even down to 445. To the upside, now there will be resistance at 458, 461 right here. If we can get over all that, then watch out for the 20-day right here at 463. And I'm just rounding things up here, guys. You can see it's 462.79, where the 20-day moving average is sitting right now. But don't forget, just like we saw high volume here buying, now we saw a lot of selling, high volume on Friday. So that is something we cannot just ignore, especially when the market went just straight up since April, and there was no correction. So we might be due for a little bit of correction, but again, I'm not expecting market to go down to zero. Don't expect there is some sort of a big crash. Even though there will be people making those videos over the weekend saying crash is here and market is going to go down to zero. So IWM down 3% and right at the support, barely holding that 236, 237 right here, this trend line. If that gives up, it can drop a little bit more down to this 235 zone, 50-day moving average, and then there is a gap at 226. So keep an eye on that. I mean, there is still some unfinished business, but if this trend line breaks, it can go down pretty significantly. Now to the upside, 240 will be resistant, then 242.57 20-day moving average. And if we can clear all that 245, and some people were saying IWM is bull flagging and breaking out. Well, I just don't see that at this moment unless we recapture that critical level, which is at 245 on small caps. So I know a lot of people make videos, a lot of people say a lot of things, but right here, past couple days, not over here, not over here, not over here, I didn't say anything, guys. Just past couple days, what I showed you guys in my video that Bollinger Bands are squeezing VIX in between and just back and forth a lot of chop. And usually when that happens, you can see right here where I made the video, even I made a video right here that we could see explosive move to the upside. And boy, oh boy, did we see that last week. Soon as we crossed 18 bucks, look at this. I mean, up 32%. And to where? Well, top of this range here, we backed off a little bit here. We did not hold at 22 here, and now sitting at 21.66. So it's getting a bit overbought, a bit frothy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can go a little bit higher, but I think this thing will likely to come back in within this box unless there is some crazy tweets that will come out maybe tomorrow or even Monday that can push VIX higher up to 24 to 26, maybe even 28, 30. But I think in the short term, that's about it. So watch out if this thing pulls back. There will be support at 20, $18 right here, key level to hold. You can see it's way outside the Bollinger Band. So usually when you see that, it would come back in a little bit before going higher. But again, with Trump, anything that comes out from his Truth social media account, that is what market is going to react to, and that's when you're going to see possibly another a little bit more upside on VIX, or this thing will be getting crushed again back down to the downside. But what we were expecting and I was making videos on definitely happened, so kudos to you. If you took a short position or even some VIX calls, you got paid big time on Friday and could be getting even more going into next week, guys. So the dollar did not do much on Friday, but you can see, I mean, this thing is nicely going up. We flagged, we went higher, and you can see, I mean, we got really close to that 100 level that I was talking about right here, and then we backed up. So if this thing crosses 100, it can go much, much higher. And this is a breakout, so don't forget. This thing is breaking out from this downtrend, and then it was consolidating, flagging here, and now we saw another breakout, and this is the first pullback since that breakout from this bull flag pattern. Now, quickly, gold also came down a little bit, but you can see not by much, guys. I mean, just coming off from all-time highs. And that is why when you see gold going up, dollar going up, you got VIX consolidating, where things can break out to the upside anytime. You just gotta slow down, and you cannot just go along. And that's been the point in my channel for you guys, that don't chase anything, don't try to go long here in this market, because market already possibly topping or near a top where market can pull back a little bit, and then you can get a better opportunity. And I think that is what we're getting, and that's all I got for you guys here in this video. I'll be keeping you guys updated on Monday night again. Thank you so much for watching, guys.